Los Angeles, 1972. The most controversial director in Hollywood sits in Bruce Lee's private studio. Roman Polanski, fresh off Rosemary's Baby, notorious for pushing boundaries, known for capturing what others can't. He has a 16mm camera, permission to film, Bruce's private training session. What Roman captures in the next 90 minutes is so intense, so raw, so brutal, that Bruce makes him promise, "Never release this, not while I'm alive." Roman agrees, locks the footage away, for 30 years. When it finally surfaces in 2003, martial artists around the world are stunned, not by Bruce's techniques, by his discipline, his pain tolerance, his willingness to destroy himself for perfection. Let me tell you about the footage that revealed Bruce Lee's dark side of mastery. 1971. Roman Polanski is lost, personally, professionally, spiritually. His wife, Sharon Tate, murdered by the Manson family 2 years ago. He's drinking heavily, working erratically, barely functioning. His friend suggests, "You need discipline, structure, purpose." "I need nothing, leave me alone." "At least meet Bruce Lee, just once." Roman reluctantly agrees, shows up at Bruce's school, drunk, at 2 p.m. Bruce sees him, doesn't judge, just observes. "You're Roman Polanski, the director." "Was, not anymore." "Why not?" Roman's anger flares. "Because everything I cared about was taken from me. What's the point of discipline when life is chaos?" Bruce nods. "That's exactly when discipline matters most. When everything is chaos, discipline is the anchor." Roman scoffs. "Easy for you to say. You haven't lost what I've lost." Bruce's expression changes, cold. "I lost my father's respect, my culture's acceptance, my country's opportunity. I rebuilt. Not because it was easy, because discipline demanded it." Roman is silent. Bruce continues. "You think grief exempts you from discipline? It doesn't. It requires more discipline, to function through pain, to create through loss, to live through death." Something in Roman breaks. He starts crying, right there, in Bruce's studio. Bruce lets him, doesn't comfort, just witnesses. After 10 minutes, Roman stops. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have." "You needed to. That's fine. Now, do you want to learn discipline or keep drowning?" "I don't know how." "I'll show you." If you love Bruce Lee stories, subscribe. I post rare stories every day. Roman starts training, not martial arts. Discipline. Bruce designs a routine. Wake up, 5 a.m. No negotiation. Cold shower, 5 minutes. No warm water. Meditation, 30 minutes. No movement. Training, 2 hours. No breaks. Roman struggles. Day 1. Wakes up at 7 a.m. Misses the session. Bruce calls. "You missed it." "I overslept. I'll come tomorrow." "No, you don't get tomorrow until you complete today. Come now." Roman comes. At 8 a.m., Bruce doesn't train him, just makes him sit, in meditation position, for 2 hours. "This is what you missed. Sit with that." Roman is angry, but he sits. Day 2. Wakes up at 5 a.m., takes cold shower, hates every second, arrives on time. Bruce nods. Now we train. The training is brutal, not because it's hard, because it's boring, repetitive, same punch, 1,000 times, same kick, 1,000 times, no variation, no creativity, just repetition. Roman asks, "When do we learn something new?" Bruce answers, "When you master this. Could be today, could be never, depends on your discipline." Roman hates it, wants to quit, but something keeps him coming. Week 3, Roman asks, "Can I film you, your private training?" Bruce is skeptical. "Why?" "Because I need to understand how you maintain this discipline, this intensity. I need to see it." Bruce considers. "You can film, but the footage stays private, not for release, not for sale, just for you." Roman agrees. The next morning, Roman arrives with his 16mm camera. Bruce is already training, has been for an hour. Roman starts filming. What he captures is shocking. Bruce training alone. No students, no audience, just Bruce. And his pursuit of perfection. Roman films, Bruce punching, a heavy bag, full power, full speed, for 20 minutes straight. No breaks. Blood appears. On Bruce's knuckles, he doesn't stop, keeps punching. The bag swings. Bruce's face, focused, intense, almost angry. Roman zooms in. Bruce's eyes, empty, not there. Somewhere else, in the pain, beyond the pain. After 20 minutes, Bruce stops, looks at his hands, bleeding, wraps them, continues training, kicks now, against a wooden post, full power, his shins, already bruised, from previous sessions. He kicks anyway. Thud, 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 each impact, brutal. Roman winces behind the camera, but Bruce doesn't flinch, doesn't stop, just keeps going. Roman whispers into the camera, "This is insane. He's hurting himself. For what?" But he keeps filming. Bruce moves to solo drills, punch combinations, in the air, hundreds of them, speed, precision, no wasted movement. Roman notices. Bruce's breathing, controlled, even under exertion, never gasping, never desperate, just steady, like a machine. After 90 minutes, Bruce stops, covered in sweat, hands bleeding, shins bruised, but his face, calm, satisfied. Roman stops filming. "Why do you do this? Push yourself this hard. You're already the best." Bruce answers, "I'm not training to be the best. I'm training to master myself. The techniques are just tools. The real training is discipline. Controlling the body, controlling the mind, controlling the desire to quit." Roman understands, for the first time, discipline isn't about martial arts. It's about self-mastery. "Can I keep this footage? Study it?" Bruce nods. "But never release it. This is private. This is me, without performance, without image, just raw training. The world doesn't need to see this." Roman promises, locks the footage in his private collection, studies it for years, uses it as a meditation. Whenever he wants to quit, whenever discipline wavers, he watches Bruce, punching until bleeding, kicking until bruised, training until exhausted, never quitting, never complaining, just doing. Roman's life changes. Slowly. He stops drinking. Not immediately, but gradually. Each morning, he remembers. Bruce, training. At 5 a.m., bleeding, bruised, never quitting. If Bruce can do that, Roman can wake up sober. Month 1. Roman wakes at 6 a.m., an hour late, but awake. Sober, cold shower, like Bruce showed him. Hates it, but does it. Sits, tries to meditate. Mind races. Thoughts of Sharon, the Manson family, the loss. He wants to quit, grab a drink, numb the pain. But he remembers. Bruce's eyes, in the footage, empty of emotion, full of purpose. He sits. For 5 minutes. It's something. Month 3. Waking at 5:30 a.m., still not 5, but progress. Meditation, 15 minutes. Better. Training, 30 minutes. Not Bruce's level, but consistent. The drinking stops. Completely. He doesn't want to. He wants to forget, to numb, to escape. But discipline won't let him. Bruce's voice in his head. Discipline is the anchor when everything is chaos. Month 6. Roman starts writing again. Chinatown. The script comes, not from inspiration, from discipline. Sitting. Every day, same time, same place. Writing. Even when it's bad. Even when he wants to stop. The discipline holds him. His producer asks, "What changed? You were lost. Now you're focused." Roman doesn't explain, just says, "I found structure." The film shoots. 1973. Roman is different on set. Disciplined, precise, demanding. but not erratic, not drunk, not broken. The crew notices. Roman's changed, still intense, but controlled. Jack Nicholson, the lead actor, asks him, "What happened to you? You're different." Roman considers, telling him about Bruce, about the footage, about the discipline. Decides against it. "I learned that discipline saves when talent fails." Chinatown releases, 1974, critical acclaim, commercial success, Roman's comeback. But privately, he credits Bruce, writes in his journal, "Chinatown succeeded, not because I'm talented, but because I was disciplined. I showed up, every day, even when I didn't want to." That's Bruce's lesson. Talent is unreliable. Discipline is constant. Interviewers ask, "What changed after Sharon's death?" Roman never mentions Bruce publicly, just says, "I learned discipline, through pain, through loss, through choosing to continue when quitting seemed easier." But privately, he watches the footage, regularly, whenever he wants to quit, whenever discipline wavers, whenever grief returns. He watches Bruce, punching until bleeding, kicking until bruised, training until exhausted, never quitting, never complaining, just doing. And Roman remembers, if Bruce can endure that, Roman can endure this. His next films, The Tenant, 1976, Tess, 1979, all made with discipline, not inspiration. Discipline, showing up, working, persisting, Bruce's gift. Years after Bruce's death, still teaching, through locked footage, one director, transforming, through discipline. Roman starts teaching, young filmmakers, not formally, just conversations. "What's your secret?" they ask. Discipline. Work when you don't want to. Create when you don't feel like it. Show up when it's easier to stay home. That's the secret. But what about inspiration? Roman quotes Bruce, without attribution. "Inspiration is unreliable. Discipline is constant. Build on the constant, not the unreliable." Some understand, most don't. But those who do, transform, like Roman did. 1980s, Roman in Europe, still creating, still disciplined. His mornings still start at 5 a.m., cold shower, meditation, work. No variation, no negotiation. Friends ask, "Why so rigid? You've made it. Relax." Roman can't explain that the rigidity is what saved him, is what keeps saving him every day, from the grief that still lives in the background. The discipline doesn't remove the pain. It contains it, channels it, into creation, into work, into meaning. Bruce taught that. Through example, through footage, through bleeding knuckles. That showed. Pain is inevitable, but quitting is optional. Roman chooses not to quit every day for 50 years because of 90 minutes of footage from 1972, locked away but always present in his mind, in his discipline, in his refusal to let grief win. 1973, Bruce dies. Roman keeps his promise. The footage stays locked, even though studios offer money, collectors offer more. Roman refuses. "I promised Bruce, this stays private." 2003, 30 years later, Roman is approached by the Bruce Lee Foundation. "Shannon Lee, Bruce's daughter, we heard you have footage of my father's private training. We'd like to see it." Roman is torn. He promised Bruce, but Bruce is gone, and his daughter deserves to see. He agrees, under conditions. Limited release, educational purposes only, not for profit. Shannon agrees. The footage is transferred to digital. The foundation screens it, private viewing, martial artists only. The reaction, unanimous. This is unbelievable. The intensity, the pain tolerance, the discipline, not the techniques. Anyone can learn techniques. But this level of self-punishment, this dedication, this refusal to stop, despite blood, despite bruises, despite exhaustion. This is what separates good from great, great from legendary. One martial artist, after watching, says, "I've been training 40 years, thought I was dedicated. Then I saw this, Bruce punching until bleeding, and continuing. I've never done that. I stop when it hurts. Bruce started when it hurt." That's the difference. The footage teaches, not technique, but mindset. The willingness to endure, to persist, to push beyond comfortable limits. Shannon Lee speaks about the footage. "This is my father, without Hollywood, without image, just training. Pure, raw, honest. He didn't train for cameras, for audiences, for approval. He trained for mastery of himself." That's the lesson. Roman attends the screening, now 70 years old, watches footage he filmed 31 years ago, tears in his eyes. "Bruce saved my life, not with martial arts, with discipline. When I was drowning in grief, ready to die, he showed me that discipline is the life raft. In chaos, without it, you drown. With it, you survive. Then rebuild. Then thrive." If you love Bruce Lee stories, subscribe. I post rare stories every day. Someone asks, "Why did you wait 30 years?" I promised Bruce. He said not while he's alive. I kept that promise. But also, I wasn't ready to share what that footage meant to me. It was personal, my meditation, my anchor. Sharing it felt like losing that anchor. But Shannon convinced me. Bruce's legacy is bigger than my need to keep it private. The footage changes martial arts training worldwide. Schools use it to teach discipline. This is Bruce Lee training alone, no audience, no performance, just work. This is what mastery looks like, behind closed doors, when nobody's watching. That's when real work happens. Students watch, see Bruce bleeding, bruised, exhausted, still training. They understand. Mastery isn't talent, it's willingness to endure what others won't. Roman's transformation becomes known through interviews, documentaries. Bruce Lee taught me that discipline saves. When everything else fails, discipline remains. And if you surrender to it, it carries you through grief, through loss, through despair, to the other side. What did you learn from filming that session? That greatness is lonely. Bruce trained alone at 5 a.m., nobody watching, nobody cheering, just him and his commitment to be better than yesterday. That's lonely, but necessary. Greatness doesn't happen in crowds. It happens in private, in pain, in discipline. The footage now lives at the Bruce Lee Foundation, available for educational use. Martial arts schools can request it to show students the price of mastery. Roman Polanski lives to 90, still creates, still works, still disciplines. In interviews, near the end, "My greatest film? Chinatown. My greatest role? Pianist producer. But my greatest lesson? Bruce Lee, teaching me discipline through pain, that saved me, made everything else possible." He dies 2023. His obituary mentions the films, the controversies, the tragedy. But those who knew mention something else, the transformation after Sharon's death, when Bruce taught him discipline through 90 minutes of brutal honesty captured on film, hidden for 30 years, released to teach what words can't. That mastery requires suffering, discipline, persistence, beyond what's comfortable, beyond what's rational, into what's necessary. That's Bruce's legacy, not the movies, the discipline that transformed a broken director into a survivor, into a creator, into a master, through footage of bleeding knuckles, bruised shins, and eyes that refused to quit.